Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So today, Bitcoin's most reliable indicator flashes bullish. Yes, it did. And that may be why Bitcoin pumped above 35,000 once again. And briefly, I believe, touched 36,000. So does that mean we are getting ready for the next leg up? Let's talk about it tonight, and let's talk about everything else that's going on in the world of crypto today. All right, let's do this. Welcome, guys. Look at where we are right now. This morning, people were once again fearful. Oh, 34.5, 34.6. Oh, it looks so scary, right? And I said, no, just zoom out. Realize we're going sideways, but slowly but surely we're going upwards. We will break through this resistance and head to 37,000 in no time. And sure enough, we broke above, back up to 35,000. We're 35.3, 35.4. That's not bad. That's not bad. We could build off of this, and we get to 36,000 and 37,000 by the end of this week, right? So things are looking good. The last few days, we had several alts go up. Today, we're seeing a little bit more momentum back in Bitcoin, and that's okay. It always just kind of moves in waves. That's just how it works. So, what's going on? What's driving today's momentum, right? Well, from a macro perspective, a lot of people are worried, okay, about the economy, about where the U.S. is heading. Especially in 2024, because a lot of companies are not doing so well. Okay? Companies are laying people off. Unemployment is going up. U.S. markets kind of rocky, kind of shaky. Okay? People don't know what to do. In fact, that's why people are buying 10-year yields. Why would you do so? I don't know, but it's been falling. And the reason why it's falling is because people are afraid that economy may cause equities and U.S. markets altogether to go down. That's what's happening, okay? But they may be forgetting that the end of the year is usually a pretty good year. Santa rally. So November, December, we're in November, December. Average returns above 1%, 1.4, 1.2. And 68% of the time and 71% of the time, we're in the green. That's not bad, right? But again, we're in weird times right now, really weird times. We're not going through a recession like anything like before, okay? But what I do know is this. There is a flight to quality. So even though this may not be true for equities market or the bond market, it certainly is living up to its historical returns for Bitcoin, right? But Bitcoin has gone up a lot more than 1% so far in October, November, and we just began November and we haven't even hit December yet, right? So right now, there is a flight to quality. There's a lot of uncertainty out there, okay? That's why data points Bitcoin going up to 40K amid global economic turbulence, not just in the U.S., but worldwide. And here's the interesting thing about this article. This says just within the S&P 500, the companies within the S&P 500, they collectively hold 2.6 trillion in cash. That's T with the trillion, okay? Just S&P. This doesn't even count NASDAQ, doesn't count Dow. Just the S&P 500, which is a large group, of course, but 2.6 trillion. What do you think they're planning on doing with that cash, right? Some of it is going to treasuries, right, which is why the yields are going down. But a lot of it is still sitting on the sidelines. These guys are waiting to do something with their money. Inflation is still high, maybe heading higher, right? They need to buy something that can hedge against inflation, that is a store of value, that they trust. And why not buy something that will actually appreciate, not only be a store value, but also appreciate and outperform inflation? So imagine, when I say a Bitcoin SPY ETF is go bring in trillions upon trillions, I'm not lying. There's so much money out there. It's unfathomable how much can be flowing in. It's just, it's crazy, okay? That's why Bitcoin options and futures right now, you could see, ever since October, is flying upwards. Because a lot of these institutions are thinking, yeah, we got to do something with that money. Let's put it into Bitcoin. That's exactly what's happening. And that is why today, one of the most reliable indicators flashed bullish. Okay, what is that? What is it? Right? It's a very simple one. It's a very simple one. Oops. Where did I close it? Where is it? No, I did close it. I'll bring it up again. It's this. Number of new addresses. We know that the number of Bitcoin holders continue to go up. That's a certainty. But recently, within a single day, we added 700,000 addresses in a single day. That's a lot of new Bitcoiners. A whole lot of new Bitcoiners, right? So it's quite simple. When you have new addresses, you have new Bitcoiners, you have new holders. It's a really, really easy to understand and reliable indicator that shows, yeah, this is a pretty bullish time. A lot of people are coming in and buying Bitcoin, right? It's that simple. But 705,081 addresses within a single day. That's crazy. That's crazy. But I guess on a worldwide scale out of 8 billion people, that's really nothing. Very, very bullish indeed. Okay? So I already talked about that. But, that's why today, may have contributed, but we had about 350 million of shorts liquidated. Okay? So we had a sudden pump. Why is that? There was an immense amount of buying volume and drove everything upwards and shorted a whole bunch of bears. That's what we want. We don't care. We don't want the bears, okay? The people that are betting against Bitcoin, so what? We want them out. We want them out. Now, the last thing I'll show you about Bitcoin, besides that very reliable and bullish indicator, is the rainbow price chart indicator. Now, according to this, even with our recovery upwards, okay, even with our recovery upwards, I mean, this one actually, now that I'm noticing, now I'm looking at it, it's a little bit behind, but regardless, this is still indicating that, yeah, it's time to buy. It's time to accumulate. This is behind a little bit because I just noticed it's going, oh no, it is not. No, it's just that because it's skipping down below, it skips really fast. It skips from June to March. So it actually skips and then it goes from September to June, right? Yeah, it's skipping a whole lot. But basically what this is saying is it's a great time to be buying, okay? Great time to be buying. In fact, it's showing fire sale. It's not even in accumulate stage. It's not even still cheap or hold stage. We're nowhere close to top, right? Now, this last cycle, we didn't hit maximum bubble territory, and that's due to two reasons, FTX and SBF, right? Well, that's actually one reason, and the Fed. Otherwise, we would have hit 100K. We would have hit 100K last cycle in 2021. But this time around, we don't have those things holding us back. In fact, it's only going to get better this cycle because the Fed is going to cut rates. We got a presidential election. We got the halving event. We got spot Bitcoin ETFs. And we have worldwide adoption because of flight to quality. That's all happening within the next 2 years. It's going to be amazing. This time around, when we do get to that maximum bubble territory, could be 200, 300, 500, $1 million. I don't think it's going to be 1 million, but, who knows? Who knows? With the amount of money that will be flowing in, who knows? Trillions upon trillions sitting on the sidelines. looking to put their money into something better than what exists, Bitcoin, right? So this is the last thing I'll show you. But of course, it's not just about Bitcoin, right? A lot of alts have been doing very well. Ethereum is starting to wake up. Solana is starting to wake up, right? Ethereum is like right around 1900. Solana above 43 once again. And look at, you got Tonguecoin that's still going up. You got a lot of Polygons coming up. You got a lot of alts that's waking up. So that's good. That's good. It's not just Bitcoin. Some of the money is flowing into the alts, right? What's going on with them? Well, right now, besides Bitcoin, you have a large amount of money inflowing into Ethereum and Solana. We don't see Ethereum pumping right now. It's just a matter of time, though. However, we have seen Solana pump and make big, big moves. Big moves indeed, right? So what's going on with these two? Well, analysts are thinking that Solana, or Ethereum, could hit $3,000 in the near term. It's already around 2,000. 3,000 is just a 50% climb, right? That's because the network activity is starting to go up. And whenever you have a lot of network activity, the ETH burns start accelerating, and then Ethereum becomes deflationary, as it is right now. So when you have a ton of volume and it keeps going up, and coin burning that keeps burning more and more, well, that's good, right? That means supply is going down, demand is going up. So that's pretty good. So we'll see. We'll see how it helps Ethereum. It has been a little stagnant, but I do think it's going to pick up for sure. So you don't want to skip out on Ethereum. But what about Solana? There's a lot of people that are very bullish on Solana right now. Van Eck is saying that Solana by 2030 can see a credible path to $8 billion in revenue. Just revenue alone, okay? So they are very, very, very bullish on Solana. And then here, you can see the throughput, right? Especially with Fire Dancer enabled. Ever since Fire Dancer enabled, it just seems like it's been going up. And then the apps, and then versus Ethereum, they're very bullish on Solana. And if you look at the SOL to ETH ratio, Solana made a huge comeback. Ever since the FTX collapsed, they fell under, okay? And now they have fully recovered, going all the way back to the FTX collapse. And if they keep going, they're going to gain more strength, right? So that's what's happening with Solana right now. Just a whole lot of money flowing in. A lot of institutions starting to pay attention. That's why they are quite strong indeed. Okay, but it's not, of course, just Ethereum and Solana. We got to talk about Chainlink. Chainlink has been on fire too. One of the most boringest projects of before, and now has become one of the most exciting because it's actually pumping and it's going up. There's a parabolic rally that's happening. You just really don't see it with Chainlink, but it's happening right now because enthusiasm over CCIP. And you know what? People are just loading up. And you're seeing wallets skyrocket. Okay? So that's what's happening with Chainlink as well. There's so many alts. I just went through it a day ago. There are so many alts that are very promising. They haven't given up. They're still developing. They've survived crypto winter. And now they are in a very good spot to gain, benefit, to reap the rewards of their labor, I guess, right? So that's also coming up. Lastly, I saw this. This really has nothing to do with anything, but it does show you the importance of securing your private key or your recovery phrase or seed phrase, right? I saw this. There's an Estonian banker, okay, that just doxed himself and said that he lost about $500 million worth of ETH because he misplaced his wallet key. And he says this nonchalantly, like, you know what, if someone can solve it, great. But I'm not even really trying. I don't really care, right? And I do agree this is a weak point in the system, which makes you think that this perfect decentralization has other risks that you don't think about. So basically, he got in very early. didn't really care about it, and now he just lives with the fact that he can't access $500 million worth of Ethereum. Okay, he owns the 4th largest wallet there is. So, if you think about it, half glass full, this is great. That's 500 million worth of ETH, 250,000 that can never be sold. So that's great. The bad is, yeah, I mean, this represents a lot of people that do not, take safeguarding their private key or seed phrase seriously, and this is what happens. And there's many, many stories throughout history. A lot of people hold an enormous amount of Bitcoin or ETH or whatever, right? And they can't access it. It's due to that. Their hard drive crashes, or they just simply wrote it on a piece of paper and lost it, right? Like, you got to safeguard it, especially when it comes to safeguarding your own crypto. You gotta be careful, because even if it's a small amount, I'm sure when he lost it, that ETH was just worth a few $1,000s because he got it in very early. Now, 500 million. You don't want to be one of those people, right? Like, right now you have, like, let's say, I don't know, $5,000 in something, and then 20 years later you're like, man, why can't I access it? It's worth 200 million. Okay, so you don't want to be one of those people. All right, that's it. That's it. In case you guys care, I tweeted out. This is my new Lego room. It's being built right now. A whole bunch of shelves everywhere. So a lot of you guys know I am building my house, but I have a large room just full of shelves, all customizable, all around. Basically, this is what my new Lego room will look like, and there will be endless space for Lego sets. Just to show you guys. All right, that's it. Let's do some Q&A. Steven BMX, evening, Georgia. I plan on attending our IFC kickoff party. If I purchase the 125 open bar GA ticket, by the way, there's a $25 discount. It's not 125. It's like, okay, I think you're purchasing multiple tickets. That's fine. You could still buy tickets to the fight, but they haven't listed it yet, okay? Because that fight will be KC44, so there's still 2 fights out. So keep in mind, the IFC kickoff party is just that. The fight will be in February, but if you wanted to attend KC43, which is right after the kickoff party, tickets will be on sale soon on Karate's Combat's website. So just to let you know, but I'd love to see you there, and I know a few other people have bought their tickets already, right? It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time for sure. Neth, the member of 24 month, the only reliable indicator, number of George subs. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Sol and ETH, according to Jose, makes up 99% of my portfolio. That's a whole lot. And unfortunately, you're being held back because you don't have any Bitcoin. Sol has done better than Bitcoin, but Ethereum has not, right? So if you had a good amount of Bitcoin, it would have helped you. All right, let's see. Losing 500 million worth of ETH would be devastating. Yes. I don't know how you ever forget that. Every conversation I would have with people would start, did you know I lost $500 million worth of ETH? Every single conversation. Give your keys to your girlfriend. I'm not so sure that's a good idea in all instances. All right, let's see. George, your exit plan is bull run. My exit plan is after 2025, I retire. That's my exit plan. Preston asks, are wrapped altcoins safe? Many alts I can't buy in the US. Wrapped altcoins are not nearly as safe as the normal altcoins because they are produced by a secondary party or third party to represent the real thing. And, you know, sometimes there's depegging that you have to worry about. So they're not, when you redeem, they're not going to be the same as the real thing. So, yeah, it's just not as good. Many alts I can't buy in the US. I mean, if you go on like MEXC, for example, you could pretty much get anything. And there are others that are non-KYC'd right now that you could go on and pick up pretty much anything. Do I watch hockey? No, I do not. Thoughts on Quick? I wanted to pick up a DEX group. Quick, what is it? Quick swap? Why is there new and old? I don't even know. This is the biggest DEX on Polygon, 43 million. I don't know. If I was going to buy a DEX, I'd probably buy something else besides Quick. Someone just said, Samson said, appreciate your positive attitude. My portfolio is creeping up to 100K. Congratulations, 6 figures. That is a lot. Simon, a new member. Welcome. How do you think crypto mining stocks will do if Bitcoin is pumping but the stock market is going down? This is from Butch. You know, that's an interesting thing. I think, unfortunately, yeah, the stock market is going to suppress those mining stocks, even though they can continue to be green, but they're not going to be as green as they should. I don't know. I'm just putting two and two together. I may be completely wrong on that, but if you look at like Mara's stock, it's having a hard time breaking above its previous high, even though Bitcoin continues to just go higher, right? So, yeah, it's just better to hold Bitcoin, to be honest. When you say Oasis, do you mean Rose? Yes, the symbol is Rose, but the project is called Oasis. What do you know about Sushi Swap? I do know about it, but it's not anything good. They had problems before, running out of money and all this stuff, and they got a new CEO now that's asking the community what to do. I don't know. I don't know if I trust Sushi Swap. They've just been through too much. If you go buy a DEX, just go with like Uniswap. And I'll perform Sushi Swap anyways. As a car guy, would you rather get something new or put 50 to 60K in a custom show quality vehicle? I'm not about like customizing cars anymore. I just don't have the time. If I was retired and every day I had nothing to do, I would love to just work on a car, you know, leisurely and get a show car ready, right? But I just don't have the time. So for me, well, what I do, I use that 50, 60K and go buy a new car, right? Like I would, for that price range, there's a few, but I really, really, really like the new GR Corolla. 6-speed, all-wheel drive, a hot hatch, just so fun to drive. Like something like that. Yeah, I don't even think it's 50K. I think it's like 40K, in the 40s, right? So that's what I would do. But, you know, if you had a lot of free time on your hands, then yeah, 50, 60K, you could turn any car into a show car. You could do so much modifications. It really depends on if you have the time. Milla, I don't know how to say your name. What do you think CK will announce today? Nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. CZ. He's not going to announce anything. You keep tweeting that. I have no idea what he's going to announce, and it's not going to be anything huge. He's not going to announce a spot Bitcoin ETF. So I guess just chill with that. I'm trying to get one BTC and wondering if it's a good idea to convert SOL to BTC now and make gains just before. You know what? You could convert. Maybe not all of it. You could just do like half, right? Or a little bit, a portion of it. I don't think it's ever too late to get into Bitcoin, right? I just don't. And history has proven that, yes, it's very wise to hold a lot of Bitcoin. So you think about that. Which is better, ICP or Filecoin? Neither. I don't own both. I would not buy either one. Honestly, you're not limited to those two. There are better buys. Do I have to pay you to read my messages? No. See, if you actually asked a question, I would have answered it. But you just wasted a question with a silly question. So then I don't get to answer anything from you. George, thoughts on PZP? Hello, a network. I have no idea. Jason, are you asking 3 different projects or one? I have no idea what you're talking about. PlayZap? Sorry. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Please talk about DOT. I can't. I don't know anything that's going on with DOT. Zero. I don't hear anything about Polkadot. Hook protocol. There's a few. Probably not Neverland. Hooked protocol with Hook. It's pretty big. 500 million almost, and never heard of this project before. Supported by Binance because it's on Binance Smart Chain. First Web3 social learning platform transforming over 10 million users. Well, right off the bat, it's telling you a lie. It did not transform 10 million users. Empower Web3 education, driving massive adoption through innovative and immersive gamified and social-driven learning experiences. There's Academy ecosystem. I'll tell you this. This looks like a $2 million project, a $5 million project. It is certainly not a 461 million market cap project. There's something wrong there. Something very wrong. And this is wrong. This overall is wrong. You could tell because circulating supply is 500 million and total supply is only 68 million. So that's wrong. That's opposite. And fully diluted market cap is wrong. This is wrong. It's all wrong. And I'm going to say a big no to that project. Akash network is not like Render Token, man. Akash is like Flux. It's a decentralized compute network. Render is decentralized like GPU network. So they're not actually the same. And Akash has been around. They're from they're not injected, but they're from Cosmos. And they have not done well in the past. So I'm not sure. Crypto Nepal. I'm planning on using videos to educate Nepalese people. Okay, great. Great. Not a big demographic for me, but thank you for helping me do that. Do you think we're becoming oversaturated with new L1s? Why so many? Because there's a lot of competition. A lot of people want to prove themselves and make the next ETH killer. That's fine. You can never be oversaturated because the market is vast. There's plenty of room for everyone. Okay? So don't worry about that. Can someone hack one account in my ledger but not the rest? It just depends on how many private keys you have. Do you think Near will return to its maximum level? Near? I don't know. I've never been a big fan of Near. I've talked about them. They're like a mini Solana. Will they get back to previous high? Probably. But I haven't heard of any like project or dApp, you know, or even TVL. Their TVL is like non-existent. It doesn't even show up on DeFi Llama. So I think they'll still go back, but I don't know. I like Solana better than Near. Hook Protocol wants to educate kids about crypto. They are big. You don't need a crypto project to educate kids about crypto. That's the thing. You just don't. But if they succeed, good for them. But you know, at 500 million market cap, I know it's wrong, but whatever it is at, is already too much for them. Rock Lobster, big super chat, took 100K out of boring IRA and into crypto to keep things simple. I divided amongst my 4 favorite coins: BTC, Sol, and Link. What do you say about the distribution? Not what you have prescribed, but close enough for government work. I don't know what that last part means. If you're in government work, I don't think it really matters if you're in government work or not. But those 4 are fantastic. There's nothing wrong with Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, and Link, right? I like them all. I would advise that, you know, for your distribution, make sure you're not skimping out on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin still has a long way to go. So, but looks good. Looks good. Although what I just said is not financial advice. Will you please open the chart for Maple Finance? Please give me an honest opinion about it. See, that has nothing to do with the chart, man. If you want to know how it charts, you know, you have to go somewhere else. I'm not a chartist. But I'll open this up. Let's see. Institutional capital marketplace on chain since 2021. You know, as soon as it says institutional capital marketplace, I just want to say no. On Maple, credit professionals manages fast-flowing lending business where capital is syndicated and lent to institutional borrowers to fund business growth. Okay, is the only on-chain marketplace focused exclusively on serving institutional individual credit investors with high-quality lending opportunity which suits their liquidity risks. Okay, blah, blah, blah. For me, I have zero interest in a project like this. And I would be very careful with this. You know, I don't know if it's that easy, right? This is serving rich individuals and institutional investors, and it's helping them find borrowers and lenders. I don't know if it's all legit. I don't know if it's, you know, all the regulators are okay with that. That sounds like there's a lot. The token, I don't know what it's used for, but it could be a security. Like a project like that, I would stay far away from. It's just not me. I have zero interest in that. Crazy to catch you on an evening not live. Why? I'm live same time every single day, basically. Bearish on bears. Thoughts on Algo? Not my favorite project. I like other L1s better. Do you think XRP will hit $1 soon? Certainly possible. I mean, they're already at 70 cents. To go up another 30 cents. If Bitcoin pumps up to about 37,000, let's say by this weekend, XRP could be close to $1 already. You know, maybe by that time it'll be like 80 or 90 cents. It'll be pretty close. So yeah. All right, last question. Your ETF predictions on when they will approve. I'm going to say March. That's the very last deadline. So I think the SEC will drag out the approval until the very last moment, which is in March. But maybe they do approve earlier in January, or maybe this month or December. What are benefits of renting moving to Solana? Less congestion, less fees. Those are big benefits. So when Ethereum congests, it's not good for render. That's why they moved to Solana. All right, guys. Smash it a like, subscribe to the channel. Basically, the most reliable indicator. Flashes, bullish. What is it? Number of new addresses. Can't dispute that. That's a large number of new people coming into the space. Okay, so stay strong, my friends. I'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right. Have a good